Hi, my name is Kieran and this presentation is about entoLIVE, a programme of webinars, YouTube videos and blogs about invertebrate research from the Biological Recording Company. Understanding the latest scientific findings about our wildlife is pivotal to a range of biodiversity sector roles, such as volunteer biological recorders, ecological consultants, environmental educators and conservation practitioners. Despite this, scientific outputs such as research papers, reports, data sets, specimen collections can be hard for non-academics to access. This is something that I have personally experienced as a non-academic running the National Earthworm Recording. Barriers to using invertebrate research outputs are not limited to access. Obviously, access is an issue when research papers are locked behind a paywall and require a costly journal subscription to access the content. However, interpretation of the research itself is often a barrier to non-academics using the research. Scientific papers may include complicated technical language that can be hard to decipher, and complex statistical and genetic analysis can be extremely difficult to understand, even for other academics. I wanted entoLIVE to enable non-academic audiences to use invertebrate research to undertake evidence-based actions, and I wanted to help researchers get their research outputs out there and referenced more widely. Working back from this, I set out a strategy for achieving this, and the entoLIVE program was born. So I decided to launch entoLIVE in 2023 to help break down some of these barriers. The entoLIVE program is a series of live 1-hour webinars that are free for all to attend, and they feature guest invertebrate researchers talking about their research. We ask our speakers not to shy away from the science, but to ensure that anything complex is explained in a clear way, and that any acronyms or technical language are explained. The presentations are recorded and made publicly available via YouTube, and we also share these presentations in blogs alongside all of the references and a write-up of the Q&A. An important aspect of entoLIVE is that I didn't try to do this alone. I wanted to work with the invertebrate research and conservation community and invited organisations to support the programme. Our supporters help spread the word about the programme and provide funds to help cover some of the running costs, such as speaker fees and Zoom costs. The entoLIVE family includes the Biological Recording Company, Amateur Entomologists Society, British Entomological and Natural History Society, Bug Life and the Royal Entomological Society. This collaboration is what has enabled entoLIVE to thrive as a programme and enabled the programme to keep going. We've covered a wide range of invertebrates, including insect groups such as bees, flies, dragonflies, ants, wasps and beetles, through to other invertebrate groups such as spiders, earthworms, mollusks, crustaceans, jellyfish and rotifers. The subjects we have covered are just as varied, ranging from conservation and biological recording through to ecology, taxonomy, and ethical subjects such as sentience and welfare. Our invertebrate researchers are also diverse, from professors and PhD candidates based at academic institutions to conservationists managing citizen science projects and amateur naturalists that run recording schemes. So what have we achieved to date? As of the end of 2025, we've delivered a whopping 80 webinars, which received over 42,000 bookings. This is translated into 14,793 live webinar attendees. But the engagement doesn't end there. The number of YouTube video and blog views keeps rising long after the live event. We're also finding that entoLIVE has not yet reached its peak, with booking numbers continuing to rise as more and more people find out about the programme. We're set up to handle much bigger audiences, so we hope that this trend continues over the coming years. Bees and Biodiversity Net Gain have been clear winners when it comes to the popularity of the live webinars, with some webinars reaching over 1,000 bookings. However, when we look at our blogs and videos, we don't see the same pattern. The subjects which many would consider obscure or niche often do the best. Our Leech webinar is by far the most popular video on our YouTube channel, with almost 5,000 people viewing this presentation by Craig McAdam from Bug Life. And our American Signal Crayfish article by Dr. Nikki Green is our most popular blog. Our participant survey has helped us evidence that our attendees find the webinars both enjoyable and useful, with around 70% of respondents giving the programme the highest rating. We've also been able to show that some of the impacts that the programme has had. So broad objectives such as gaining a better understanding of invertebrate science and research were reported by a high proportion of survey respondents. However, we can even now state that the programme has resulted in referencing of research outputs presented through entoLIVE, with 5 people reporting that the programme had this impact on them. Feedback has been universally glowing, with praise heaped on our guest speakers and the way in which we run the webinars, and particularly getting the videos out on YouTube the same day. We've heard from people with mobility issues and living in remote areas that would otherwise be cut off from attending in-person talks. And our audience has grown beyond the UK with attendees from around the world. You can find out more about the entoLIVE programme via our website, which includes links to all of the individual blogs, as well as links to the upcoming webinars that can be booked via Eventbrite, and also the YouTube playlist that contains every previous webinar presentation. There's also information on the website for potential speakers, and applications are always open as we are continually recruiting new topics. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you virtually at one of our future webinars soon.